For today's video, I'm going to be going over all the confirmed new legends coming to MLB The Show 22. In the comment section, two things. Number one, let me know out of these confirmed new legends, which one you're most excited for. For me, I feel like it's got to be Randy Johnson as my number one. Ryan Howard probably is my number two. And then also in the comment section, though, besides the one you're most excited for from the confirmed legends, let me know the one legend you want to see most that's not currently in MLB The Show or is not confirmed to be in MLB The Show 22. Now, before I go over the list of legends and show you guys all of them, I just want to say I have a second channel. It should be the first thing in the description. And on that channel for this year, for MLB The Show 22, I'm going to be posting most of, if not all of my news, tutorials, guides, stuff like that. Anything that's really not gameplay, I think I'm going to be having up on that second channel. That should be the first thing in the description. As always, if y'all could do me a favor, leave a like on the video, subscribe for some more MLB The Show content. So right away, we have the first two legends here on the list. First one, as we can see, is Ryan Howard. Second one is Joe Mauer. And for each one, I don't know if anyone cares about this. I kind of just wanted to give my own little personal thoughts, how I feel about them being in the game. Ryan Howard, for me, is a guy that I've wanted back in the game ever since he retired, because I think it was maybe MLB The Show 16 was the last game he was in, maybe 17. It's just so hard for me to remember stuff like that, but he had one of my favorite swings. I love lefty power bats for some reason, and MLB The Show, Ryan Howard is literally a lefty power bat. I feel like they're going to be able to give him some amazing cards. So he was one of the hitters that I was really wanting to have in the game. I would say my number one hitter that I want to see is probably Barry Bonds, but out of the guys that we've gotten, Ryan Howard just might be my favorite position player. Second legend we have here, Joe Mauer. I feel like a lot of people have been wanting him back. A strong bat in the lineup, but also not a bad catcher in general. I feel like he's going to have some good cards, and being the cover athlete twice, we know he's probably going to be in that cover athlete pack from day one, so that's pretty cool. I'm super excited about both of them. Definitely Ryan Howard, but honestly, Joe Mauer, I'm excited for as well. My number one pitcher that I wanted in the game, I told you guys Barry Bonds is my number one hitter that I want to see. Randy Johnson for a long time has been my number one pitcher. He's not even the number one. I mean, he is the number one pitcher I'm happy for in MLB 22. But he is literally the number one pitcher that I just wanted in general. I've been requesting legends forever, saying legend I've wanted to see, and he has for a long time been my number one pitcher, and we finally got him. There's so many cards you can use. I remember MVP Baseball, I think 05, using him when he was on the Yankees, but he was also on the D-backs, right? He was also on plenty of other teams, and I feel like there's so many different opportunities for cards you could give him, and I'm really excited for Randy Johnson. Now, Ray Durham, he's one of the new legends this year where I really don't know too much about him, and I'm always a fan of getting legends that I don't know too much about because it gives me an opportunity to learn about a player that I didn't really know about before. And there's another one that we'll get to in a little bit where I'm like, yes, this is the exact same way for me. But Ray Durham, if anyone has any highlights, hopes, expectations, anything I should know about him, please give me some news. Fill me in on Ray down in the comment section. But in my opinion, we can never have too many new legends. And here's my thinking, right, is us getting Ray Durham does not make us not get another legend. It's not like he's taking the place of somebody else, if that makes sense. I would assume that's not how it works, and I feel like the more the merrier, even if it's not somebody who I'm too familiar with. I just love getting as many new legends as possible. That's kind of the mindset that I have for it. Next two that we have, Kirk Gibson, number one. For me, it's kind of weird seeing him in a Tigers uniform on here just because all the other gameplay stuff they did for him, he was in his Dodgers uniform. But Kirk Gibson, I'm excited for him. I would not be surprised at all if they somehow gave him like a postseason kind of milestone moment type card. And next up, who I'm really excited for is Dontrelle Willis. And for me, a lot of times when I get excited about a legend, it's because I watched that player while growing up. He's one of the pitchers that I got to watch while growing up. And something kind of funny with Dontrelle Willis is he has been asking, he's literally been tweeting at MLB The Show for like 4 years now saying, hey, I want to be in the game, get me in the game. And now for 22, he's finally actually in the game. So that's really cool to see. The next two guys we got, I'm pretty sure Mike Napoli was newly announced today. We already knew about Kevin Youkilis, but Mike Napoli coming back to the game. And it's kind of similar, right? It's guys that I grew up watching a little bit. And similar to Mike Napoli, I really want to see, and I don't know if this will happen because I don't know exactly what's going on with him, but guys like Josh Hamilton, right? But then Adrian Beltre you have is someone that I would like to see back. So I just feel like guys from, especially the 90s for me too, but like 90s, 2000s, I love it when they bring back guys that I got to grow up watching a little bit. And Kevin Youkilis is definitely included in that, both of them being on the Boston Red Sox. So I'm really excited to see both of them in the game again. More the merrier. I feel like I'm never going to complain about getting a new legend. I'll complain about not getting somebody, but I'm never going to complain about getting somebody. We got Chase Utley and Mike Mussina. Excited for both of those, both of them in their own sets of pinstripes right here. I know Scuffy's definitely super excited for Chase Utley. We got Chase Utley back in the show. He should have some pretty good cards. I'm really curious for Mike Mussina because he's not somebody that I don't think has been in Diamond Dynasty before. So I'm really curious the type of cards you could give him, and I'm really interested to see the cards that he's actually going to get. And I hope my my camera's not being too harmful, blocking their names over in the bottom right. But then we got Brian Wilson. We know his beard needs to be fixed a little bit. It hasn't been as massive as we've seen before. He's one of the pitchers I've been wanting to see back in the show, at least in terms from a reliever. So I'm really excited. And for me, all of these guys, it's going to come down to what type of cards they get and how their cards are looking at the end of the day. But Brian Wilson, I'm super excited for. J.R. Richard, I've heard a lot of people hyping him up on Twitter and super excited that he's in the game. And he's one of those guys where I'm sitting here personally, I need you in the comment section. Fill me in a little bit. Give me some information, some background knowledge. What can I expect from J.R. Richard cards coming to MLB The Show 22? And then the final new confirmed legend that we have is none other than Jared Weaver. And I'm really liking the legend list. Obviously, there's tons of other guys that I want to see in the game that I think need to be added to the game. But I'm really happy with the ones that we've received so far. I feel like all of these guys, for the most part, should have some pretty good options for cards, especially early on in the year if they do it right and do the content right. I feel like we could see a lot of good, fun-to-use cards and just a lot of diversity in people's lineups, not seeing the same team over and over. I feel like that's one of the things adding new legends does, is allows people to create teams their own ways, so you're not just seeing that same team over and over. So unless any are missing on this page, those are all the new confirmed legends for MLB The Show 22. I would not be surprised if we got at least one or two more coming on Thursday. Launch of the game that night for early access, the final feature premiere. We've been getting one new legend on Thursday, so I would not be surprised at all if we got at least one more new legend reveal before the game actually launches. And again, in the description, I should have a second channel where that's going to be focused on news, tutorials, update videos, kind of stuff like that. Anything that's really not gameplay, I'm going to want to try to have on that second channel, and hopefully keep this channel mainly gameplay. That's kind of the way that I want to go with these two channels that I have. As always, like, comment, subscribe, social medias. Let me know which of these you're most excited for down in that comment section. I'll see you next time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.